least I won't die alone. Well, that's just typical.
Well, Grandma, what did you think of Star Trek Beyond, which is, again, another adventure of the Starship Enterprise, this time with the newer version of the crew? This is the third film with this lineup of actors. This time they are in deep space. They run across some aliens which are not very nice. In fact, they want to destroy the whole Star Federation that they have. And they get involved in all sorts of adventures all over the place. So what did you think of it?
Well, being a long-time fan of Star Trek, starting with the TV series in the 60s up till now, I was looking forward to this film, and it did not disappoint me. I was very impressed with it and enjoyed it thoroughly. The new actors, Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto and Zoe Saldana, all of the new people that play the familiar characters of the crew did an excellent job. And of course, every version of Star Trek benefits from all that you can do with the special effects now. And once again, the story supports the fact that much can be accomplished with the support of your crew. The crew supports each other. They each have their own particular skill and talent that lends to the story. They all protect each other, and dare I say, they love each other. They have been together and they value each other's person very much, as much as their own. The story was engaging, it was interesting, and we had many chances to admire what the crew did in surviving all of the dangers that they encountered. Helping each other was the key. I loved the film. I really did. What did you think?
Well, I enjoyed it. I mean, it was, Star Trek films are, always pretty good entertainment. There's a lot going on in this film. I had a couple of sort of big problems with it. I mean, one is that, again, I don't know when they will ever be able to sort of strike the right balance, but they really have to realize that, again, the most valuable thing they have going for them in this series are really the characters.
That's right.
They don't need to have quite so much special effects, have all these things going on.
That's a valid point.
All the fighting and such. They don't really need to do that to have an enjoyable film, a fun film, an engaging film, an interesting film. Again, the characters themselves are really, really a strong point. And again, they put them to good use here, but they don't use them as much really as they could. And again, they rely, I think, a little too much on all the big special effects and the sets and the planets and whatever else that's going on. Again, that's sort of interesting, and the special effects are really quite well done, but it's not really necessary. Now, I sort of wonder, though, whether, us being sort of Star Trek fans, and a lot of people that go to these movies being Star Trek fans, well, we realize that. But again, maybe they think for the casual fan they need to throw in all the fighting and all the special effects and all the, whatever else.
All the things you can do with your phaser gun.
I mean, for them, they can't really rely can't really rely on the characters to bring in the casual fan. Maybe so, I don't know. But again, I really wish they would rely on the characters more and not so much on all of the explosions and special effects. I mean, again, a certain amount is required. It's science fiction. You have to have some of that. But again, I think there were times, especially later on, where it seemed to me almost that they were adding special effects just to make the scenes interesting, and not that it was absolutely necessary for the particular scene.
You have a valid point.
The other thing that criticism I have with it is that in any sort of a film like this, where it sort of relies on there being a really good bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
There was one. Well, I don't think so.
No.
Again, and the problem with this particular bad guy is that through almost 90% of the movie, you didn't really get his motivation. You didn't really understand him until the end, and you didn't really get the impression that you knew what he was trying to do. Oh, he's going to attack the Starfleet and all that sort of stuff, but you didn't get a feeling for him as really a bad guy. I mean, you didn't.
The character
he
itself.
He didn't do things that were evil. I mean, he was doing bad things, but you didn't really get a feeling that he was really nasty or mean. And again, you didn't really get his motivation until the end. And I was really sort of bothered by that. I was wondering, why is he doing all of this? What is he doing? And again, it just took too long, I think, for them to get to that. And again, that sort of bothered me.
Well, if it had been clearer earlier on in the film,
yes.
why he was doing this, what his motive
either make his evil intentions clear early on, or make him meaner early on. They only had maybe a couple of times where he was sort of brutal and it was a little mean. The rest of the time, you just sort of understood, well, he's the bad guy, and that's the person you're sort of rooting against, but you didn't really get a feeling for it. But again, other than that, again, I really like the characters. I like seeing them. They had some really nice lines, nice interactions, and again, it's nice seeing them in a film together, doing all these adventurous things. Yeah. So again, that was good, and I would recommend it. But again, I just sort of wish that it could have been better. I mean, they have the material to make a much better film than this.
Well, what the filmmakers need to do is listen to Grandma Goes to the Movies critique here and take your observations to heart, because I do agree with you. I think more attention to the characters, a little clarification of what his motive was, why he was doing all of this, and a little less fighting. I mean, there was an overage of fighting, I think.
Yeah.
That was not really necessary. It was well done, and the special effects were wonderful.
So what would your final report card be?
Oh, my final report is 2 thumbs up. This is really cool. Even if you're not a Star Trek fan, if you have any interest in science fiction and want to entertain yourself on some afternoon,